Hey, what's going on, guys? Um, I'm making a bunch of panels for the podcast that I co-host, Dual Redundancy. You check that out at twitch.tv/dual redundancy. But part of the reason why I'm doing this is to learn After Effects. This definitely is not a tutorial, and it is definitely not the optimal way to do things. But I just thought I would kind of talk through what I'm doing while I do it. I don't exactly know what I'm going to be doing for this, to be honest. I have a reference picture and a quick blurb as to what Dave, one of the other co-hosts, wants, but I'm just going to be stepping through it, and we'll see how it works out, and we'll see how this works out recording and doing this. I think right now I have After Effects working with the CPU and OBS working with the GPU. So we should be all right. But anyway, let's step over here. I do exist. Hello. So basically, what I have as a reference picture is this. Oops. This. So it looks like a matrixy kind of background. This is an outro panel for the podcast. So as we are doing our outro, this will be part of the screen. And the blurb of text I have is, let's see. I'll include the links and order in a text file. The background is the matrix stuff that usually changes if we wanted to try that. Yeah, blah, blah. I thought when the subscribe is pushed, so when this is pushed, and maybe have a little mouse cursor pushing on it, the social media will change. And so we would have, subscribe, and then this facebook.com/dual redundancy. God, it'd be nice if I could say the name of the podcast. Would change to twitch.tv/dual redundancy. And that icon would change. You push it again, it would bring us the iTunes page, etc. So that's kind of the goal that I have. And so Dave has also given me a few of these elements. Some of these are left over from other things I was doing, but he gave me this matrix background image. He gave me stuff for the blog, for Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, Twitch, Twitter, this subscribe button, as well as a YouTube button here. So we'll poke through and we'll do that. But basically, like I said, what he wants is the matrix background. Want more dual redundancy. A little mouse that clicks subscribe right here, and when that happens, the URL changes. So basically what I've done so far is just made this background. I didn't make this particular matrix background. I looked into making it, and it seems like it takes a lot of time or buying a plugin, and I figured somebody has already made this, put it on the web for free for, public use. So basically all I have is, this is the same thing. It loops in the middle. It's not the best loop job, if I'm going to be honest, but I think it'll be okay. So basically it just plays out for a minute. It loops in the center. This first frame is the frame after this last frame, so in theory it'll loop. It's a good little trick if you need something to loop in After Effects that doesn't have a clear loop point, is to split it in half, put, the frame after that split at the beginning, the frame before the split at the end, and then crossfade between them. So you'll see a little crossfade here. Not my best work, but at least for right now, it's serviceable. And since I made this its own comp, it's going to be really easy to go back and change it. What I could do is try and find the starting and ending point. I could also potentially crop downward at the same rate that those are falling downward, try and crop that info. But you can see that loop point just looped, and you couldn't even tell. So for now, we'll stick with this. Again, it should be easy enough to change. And so we have the actual intro panel here with this background comp inside of it. The other thing I have is a reference PSD. I'll pop open here and we can take a look. This usually gives me an indication of what font and stuff to use. Usually because he's used the font I don't have. Yep, American typewriter. I know I have a different version that is almost the same thing, so I'm not worried about that. That's a pretty common one that we use. But anyway, this is basically just referencing for me what things are where. I usually don't use it too much. I more use it to find the fonts. I really don't know how to use Photoshop. I generally use GIMP. So I'm not even gonna try and export that stuff as images to bring into here. I'm just gonna recreate them. A little bit easier for me. What I will do to help me out is just drag in this demo picture that he made. Also, what's different is this is a little bit of a different not ratio. It's a different size than the actual one. It's short by about 50%. No, 200%. Yeah, it's short by about it's about half the size. So, this is more for positioning for me. So I'm not worried about getting it exact. I just more kind of want to see where things lie. So first I'm going to take care of the text. We'll do layer, new, text. We'll do this. No, we'll just do this. Want. More. That. We'll grab all that. Like we said before, it was American typewriter. Do I not have? Oh, it's right here. So we got more. It would be good to respect the typical English language here. And if I select all these, we can resize them and then reposition. Try and get approximately what he has. Looks like my version of this font is just a tad different, but yeah, you know what? I'll do that. I noticed that his M is capital, mine is not. So you can see there's a little bit of a size clash in excuse me, a little bit of a clash in in that font style. Even though I have American typewriter and he has American typewriter, it must be two different font kits or something. Or it doesn't look like he squished his down, but either way, in this we're not really that worried about it being exactly the same, you know what I mean? So I think we'll be okay. One thing that his does have that mine does not is a stroke. So I'm going to say black stroke. I do not want that much stroke though. Where is my stroke controls? Sorry, I normally don't have this window in here, but it's really hard to capture two screens with where can I put this? Ah, there we go, perfect. It's really hard to capture two screens with OBS and still be able to see everything and not have it be some weird 32 by 9. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a reduced decimal or a fraction, excuse me. I guess it would be 32. It doesn't divide by 3, so. So our stroke width will lower just a bit. Back up to 8. How about that? Yeah, I'll take it. Cool. And so we have this second text layer here. This text layer will actually change across the length of time. So we will actually keyframe that. Let's doing that again. Facebook.com/dual redundancy. We will move this. right there. I'm actually going to, for this one, make sure it is left justified. I should have made this one center justified, but that's okay. I'm not going to actually worry about it right now. It's in the spot I want it, so no sense in going back to change it if it doesn't change. My font controls over here now. Cool. So I'm going to aim for about this size. Maybe a little bit smaller. Just because I don't know if this is my longest URL. Let me see how many URLs I actually end up with. Could you've just opened with Word? I have Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify together, which you are not linking to. You'll have to search them on your own. Our website and the Twitch. So Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, iTunes, Dual, and Twitch. 6 different ones. This composition is a minute long, so that's about 10 seconds each. That's perfect. It's just enough. Maybe I should do them 5 seconds each and just loop it. How long are we feeling for 5 seconds versus 10? Yeah, I mean, that's not going full speed. Yeah, I'm feeling 5 seconds, so we'll have a loop through twice, I guess. Let's see. It looks like Facebook is going to be the longest one, which is good for us. So maybe we do want to actually center justify it. That way, it's always in the center of these two right here. Excuse me. I'm going to pull in that subscribe image. I don't know if I'm actually going to use it. Just because I want a button that depresses. So I may remake this in a button that I can actually depress. I believe I could do that via some of the Red Giant stuff I have. Definitely shout out to Red Giant if you're not using their plugins. Check them out if you're looking for stuff. If you are in education, they will actually let you use their stuff for a year for free. And once that is over, if you just prove that you're still an educator or in education or a student, they'll give it to you again for another year for free. So excellent stuff. It's been letting me do all sorts of cool stuff lately. So, and I'm going to be trying to publish a whole bunch of stuff on maybe not what I did because I've already done most of it, but my end result for most things. But and then we're gonna need icons. Oh God, why is the Facebook icon huge? Oh, too far. We're gonna have to kind of standardize the size for all these. For now, we'll land about here. He looks like he has some glow or green drop shadow or something around all of them, but I'm not gonna worry about that yet. That can be a something we do at the end. And so that's kind of what our baseline is gonna look like here. Obviously, it'll go a little bit faster because it's not rendering full speed, but it'll look like this. We'll end up with 3, 2, maybe click on subscribe, and then the letters will shift. I have an idea. It would require redoing some of this. Fuck it, let's try it. So one of the plugins I really like is under let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it's some of these. Scramble. Random scroll. Yeah, I'm thinking random scroll. All right. So let's do. I'll move this off screen for a moment. New. Let's do a new solid. And we can name this one. Let's see. URL1. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have more than one URL, so I'm not going to worry about doing that yet. And then I'm going to apply back from this screen, random scroll to that. And you'll see it added a bunch of stuff in here. So the way this works, and I need to pull out this panel for a moment here, is you can edit your text. So the text we want to start with, we'll center justify. Is going to be that. And we want to end up on that. I don't think I can dictate changes in this text, so I may have to make several of these and turn them on and off. But if the effect looks nice, then it might be worth it. I don't know if this is a monospace font, to be honest. We have to find out. And then, what size text are we using for this? We were using size 65 text font. All right. Edit text. It is 48. Let's see. That is 65. Okay. And so what this will let us do is, come on. You're not gonna move on me? Come on. Oh, I gotta. Yeah. Why is it hanging off to the side like that? I'm going to do nothing beforehand. That was why we had a double slash there. We don't want that. Let me just adjust this anchor one more time. That is not the anchor point I want. I want the... I was changing the anchor point for the wrong thing. There we go. I'm just going to move this over so I can see it. I moved that. I moved this all the way. Where did this end up going? Who knows? It's a nice, easy way to find out where things are. 5 and 5, and we just pull that back over here. We'll realign that in a moment. So the idea with that is what we can do is under here, we can do effects, hacker. We can have this transition amount right here. We want it to go from source to random to target. Looks like I need to adjust that just a little bit more. Perfect. Okay. So up until, let's see, how about 4:30? We'll have it stay at that transitional state right there. And then let me make sure I'm at 4:30 just for, at 4:30. Perfect. We'll add a keyframe. We will delete this keyframe. And then at 5 seconds in, we will have it be 100% changed to that. And so let's see how that's going to look. So that looks like a little bit fast to me. So what I'm going to do is actually go over to 4 seconds. I'm going to drag this right about to 4 seconds. I don't know if it's exactly 4 seconds, but I guess it is. Let's see if it's a little bit better. Oh, I think that's cool. How's that? And so basically what this does is it kind of scrambles everything. I kind of wish... I really kind of wish that this wouldn't get clipped. I'm not sure why exactly it's getting clipped. Maybe it's because I have it center justified, but then why is it so far? I just don't get why it's so far left justified if we have it center justified. I guess we can try it left justified and see what we get. Check out this transition here. Interesting. It does leave that space off to the right though, so maybe that's not exactly what I want to do. Shame, but I kind of wish I had thought about my panels a little bit more before I went into this. Like I said, this is kind of all experimental for me, so I don't really... I'm finding this out, you know, I'm doing this live, so... I'm trying to commentate on what I'm doing while I'm doing it. Like that, I don't quite want it to go over there. Horizontal tracking. Oh, interesting. I don't want that. Randomization, scroll behavior, scroll with time. Sure. Scroll rate is how much. Preserve spaces. No. Random seed, random characters. Let's you turn on random stuff. You go down to character limit. Interesting. Effects, it's all that stuff. All right. Not too worried about that. I guess I could do a hard crop on there, or we can just kind of deal with it. It's because it's not a monospaced font. That's why. All right, let me find a monospaced font then. Duh. That would explain it. Oh God. Let's see. You know which one that's probably monospaced? The VCR font. How's that? That monospaced. Oh, that is monospaced. Perfect. I don't like the look quite as well as the other one, but... We'll have to put ourselves a nice, what do you call it around the outside? A, stroke. But that will be our effect right there. It's very possible that David will come back and say that he doesn't like the font. Which I can understand. I'm changing the font. If that's the case, maybe I will not have it do the scramble and we'll use a different font. Or this is all mostly for me to learn personally. I mean, it's nice that we're upgrading the podcast stuff as well. But like I said, for me, it's I want to learn. I want to learn how to do this. Let's see. So it looks like I can access this. source and target text potentially. So what if I did? If I added keyframes there and then at this keyframe, make sure I'm on it. We added a new keyframe for both. And we edit the text for that keyframe. I don't know if this is going to work, so. We do that, right? Dual redundancy. Oh, that's because we're still randoming. All right, and so in here, what we can then do is transition back. I wonder if I did it in one frame, if it would scramble. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way I can do this without having to, yeah, without needing to create, excuse me, basically a new layer for each, for each transition is what I'm trying to say. And so if I move a couple more and we do edit text, let me make a new point here, edit text. The next one we're going for is YouTube. So if I put YouTube in here and hit OK. Interesting. What happened to that? I want this to be 0%. And so that when I get to here, no, it's not taking it. Shoot. That kind of sucks. I think that means I'm going to have to make, because I can't really, I can like pick whip the edit text to something, but I don't know how you would express those two values that change in some other single thing to pick whip to, and I can't keyframe that. I thought I could keyframe this. But it doesn't look like I can. Facebook and Twitter. And then if I go in here, no. That's a little bit of a shame. All right, that does mean though what I will do is remove those, and then remove that, and that way we make that transition from here to here, and then what we'll do is we'll just end this comp somewhere in here. It doesn't need to go exactly to the end. We can shrink all this, and we will duplicate that. We will rename this to URL 2. And did it not take my... Huh. Weird. And so if I do this... Oh god, this is unwieldy. We take this over to here. We want to change this at 10 seconds, so let me see if I can line up. This, and then we'll just change those text points. Copy this into there. Okay. And so we'll just have to make sure we line up those two perfectly. Shouldn't be too hard. What we can do is pick whip the position. I don't know why it has a different position. It shouldn't have a different position, actually, now that I think about it. Why would it be off? Let's see. 1002, 171. 1002, 171. Okay, it is not off. Let's see. 1-1 on that position. That position is not 1-1. So what if we pick whip? Not that. But this position. To this, what do we end up getting? That's weird that it's not lining up exactly the same, but you know what I'm gonna do? Why? Oh, because I went back to where they renamed him. I'm gonna delete one. Let me try this again because I got a little bit lost. Lost in the sauce, as they say. Duplicate that. Rename URL1 to URL2. Interesting that this isn't long anymore. I'm going to bring our cursor to 10 seconds. We'll move this until that appears to line up with 10 seconds. Looks like we got it. We will do effects. We will do hacker text, edit text. The second one is DR. And they're all DR. Copy and go to YouTube. Okay. That's weird. It's almost like this is bleeding over? Oh, that's really fucking weird because that's what I wanted to do, but it just didn't do it at the right spot. That being said, you can tell where that transition is, but this is what the effect that I want. And so if we let this run from the beginning, we should get it going from Facebook into Twitter. No, I didn't realize my handles were. Facebook into Twitter. Twitter into YouTube. Okay. This is what I want. Again, I'm not 100% sure on why changing that handle didn't work, but whatever. I'm actually going to remove those two and make sure that this is correct. Facebook into Twitter. Okay. Look at that. Now it's different. Son of a bitch. All right, let me put it back because at least I knew it worked the previous way. Uh-oh. Are we crashing? We're crashing. All right. Oh, that is a thing that happens, unfortunately. But this is an unedited flow here. I think I need to see if I have a backup file. Yeah, this has nothing. This has nothing on it. All right. No, stop it. Close project. Let me see if I could find a backup file here. All right. This is about 5-10 minutes ago, so we shouldn't have lost too much. Yeah, we were in the middle of trying to fool around with this stuff right here, so we can actually remove that. Facebook to Facebook. It's unfortunate, but that happens. Definitely happens. You know what it is? Remember, we had that extra little one in there to try and flip back. Okay. Cool. So I'm actually going to do File, Save As, and I'm going to get out of that. I got a little bit of a mess going on here. So don't worry about me. This is the outro. Yes, okay. This is how I normally work with this window separately. But like I said, because I am working and trying to show a little bit of what I'm doing, I'm rearranging things to work in one screen. Hopefully work a little bit more efficiently than normal. All right, so where were we? We had... Right. We were about to grab the end of this. Where is the end of this? There it is. And pull it back. What are we at? Let's do 0730. So we'll do 2.5 seconds past that that change. Duplicate that. This can be called rename URL2. Thankfully, now that I know what I want to do or how I want to do this, the catch up isn't actually that bad. Oh, is there a way I can move these? Oh, it does move with it. Okay. It just doesn't show you. Let's pop into 10 here. Perfect. Okay. You edit the text. The initial text is going to be the Twitter text because that was the last one we used. We are going to the YouTube text. Say okay. And so the only other thing I want to do is to get this right there. Cool. All right, let me save and let's play it just to make sure. That's the nice thing though, is once I know what I want to do, it's pretty easy to recover from something like that. It's just, there's a lot of experimenting that goes into it. There's our transition to Twitter. And then our 5 seconds or 4 seconds, and then the scramble into YouTube. Oh yeah. All right. I'm feeling it now. And what I'll probably do is end up pre-comping all that. That way we don't have 2 billion things on here. URL3, oh, it's even renaming them for me. Perfect. I'm going to pop open this. Now that this is the right length, I should be able to just butt that up against here. Like that, and these should be exactly where I want them. Yes, they are. Perfect. Okay. Now edit this title here. We are going from YouTube to the text iTunes and Spotify. That'll give me a little extra room to put a logo, I suppose. Unfortunately, this left justification... Is it all left still? Yeah. It's being a little bit weird for me, but that's... Alright, maybe we can dig into it a little bit later and reposition all these, but... There we go. Edit that text. iTunes and Spotify is moving up. And our website. You can come check out our... Oh, weird. Look at that. Okay, I have to watch out for that then. Oh, ooh. Is it because the target text is not... No, it is. I was going to say, maybe the target text is not justified the same way, but... See, this is where things are going to annoy me, because that's still centered, but... See, that transitions perfectly. I'm not sure why this wouldn't. Well, let me manually do it. I think that's about right. It's up just a little bit. Weird that it looks... Who the fuck knows? I'm not going to bury too much time into it, because who knows if this is what we're going to actually end up with. You can barely tell it happens. Duplicate that. That's going to move over again. Butt them up. Edit the text. The duel.com is going there. And finally, our Twitch page. Okay. Yeah, why do they continuously move left? None of the other ones are doing that. No, actually. Who knows? Who frickin' knows, man? It's like every time I change it, it's wrong still. The thing I could do is fade them into each other, but I wonder how much you can actually notice it when it's actual size. You really don't. Yeah, but see now everything's getting a little bit too far to the left though. I wish I knew why. I wonder if it's because we're scrolling left with the... Look, that does it too. All right. Something's a little bit weird. Oh, it's is it because it's center justified? Let's see what happens if I'm gonna redo these and try it all left justified. I know it's a little bit of work scrapped, but I want it to not look dumb. You know what I mean? I want it to actually behave how I would like it to behave. Also, why is that not transition? Oh, yeah, it does. See, this is part of the reason why I'm trying to learn After Effects, because I obviously don't know everything, and obviously I'm not doing this the most efficient way. But did I not just rename that? 10. Oops, not 10. That 10. Hopefully you put some music on in the background if you're really sitting down to watch all this. I imagine it would be boring without it, to be honest. Effects controls. Okay. Facebook into Twitter. Twitter into YouTube. Let's give this another shot. Let's make sure we are getting this correct. All right, now we are. 7:30. Okay, so we're gonna make 2.5 seconds after our transition be our point where we cut. Okay, let's try this again. Do that. I know there's a way to jog this by a certain amount. No, not that. I wish I knew what it was, because that would probably save me a little bit of time, but that's okay. I'd still go pretty fast, or fast enough, we'll put it that way. Edit text. We are going to go from YouTube into iTunes and Spotify. Okay. YouTube, iTunes and Spotify. Cool. Duplicate that. Shunt it on over. I know in Pro Tools, there is a way to just bump it after the next clip. But usually I can do that when it's, what am I doing here? I can do that when it's in the same layer, and it's not layer in Pro Tools, but I think you understand what I'm getting at with that. Let's see, the blog. Okay. Definitely go check out the blog if you want to read a little bit more. David does a nice write-up every week about the shows we watch. I've never written anything for the blog. So the blog, pop that there. The Twitch URL, okay. Right into that. All right, and then we need one more to get us back to that first one. And then when we pre-comp this, we will duplicate and drop things appropriately to oops, not that, to get them where we want. So we want to go from Twitch back to there on the Facebook. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is grab these and we will pre-comp them. And boop. Let's see, move all to a new one. This will be URLs. I'm terrible at naming all these. So I will do this so that we can see what it looks like. Duplicate them all. And then this is the hard part. We didn't make that first one. What do you call it? We did not make that first one the correct length because we wanted it to loop. So we were going to go to, let's see, 35 seconds and line up that. Got that. And then we can bump this back to here. And then what we can do is, boy. Whoa, no, don't do that. This one. Do that. I'm not really worried about layer order so much here. I don't think that it will matter too much, but let's give it a look and see. Twitter, that looks all good. YouTube, that looks good. iTunes and Spotify looks good. Redundancy.com looks good. I'm not sure if I'm in love. Twitch.tv/dual redundancy. I'm not sure if I'm in love with the lowercase of this font. I may go and uppercase them all. Although URLs typically aren't uppercase. I don't think they look very good in this case as lowercase. Either that or maybe I'll see if I can get Dave to figure out a better monospace type font so that we don't have the weird expansion, the compression and rarefaction. There's a $5 word for you of the and then it loops perfectly of the text. Because if you have something where, like, you know, an I, when you see the L, oops, if I stop this, you can see the L takes up just as much room as an A. Not all fonts do that, and so they'll squish these all together. And when you do that, when you go from an L to an A, basically the two halves of your thing get bumped out a bit, and all your letters end up compressing and rarefacting. So, but those are the URLs. We can put them back in here, and I don't know why. It probably has to render that pre-comp again. I'm not sure why, but once we get over to 5 seconds, it should scramble around. Cool, I like that. Basically what I'll do for this is I will probably just have all the symbols and just turn their opacity on and off. That's kind of a lame way to do it if you want to be honest, but I can't think of a easier, quicker way without going to like look up how do I do this, you know what I mean? It seems to work well enough for me, so I'm going to make a width of 200 and a height of 200. We will grab that Facebook image. It's massive. I think we had that at 5, yeah. So I'm going to aim for them all to be about that size, and we can drop this comp in the other one. I am not going to name it comp 1 because that is dumb. I'm going to name it symbols. The only thing I can think of is I need to have 2 symbols at one point, so maybe I will do this. We can make the width 300, and that way we can justify all these, and then we have a second one. We'll have room to pop the second one in there. So basically what I know is that every 5 seconds we change to a new symbol. So I need to think of a way that I can change this symbol. I can just cut one to the other. That could work. I am wondering if I could get... Well, let's see what we have in our toolkit. Let me save real quick so that I don't lose anything. Red Giant Universe. I love these Red Giant things. So let's see. Generators glow, motion graphics stylized, transitions. So let's see what we have. No. Camera shake, no. Carousel, what's that? Ooh, yeah, no, I'll pass on that. Channel blur, channel surf, clock wipe. What's yeah, oof. Exposure blur, dolly fade. Oh. Diamond wave, cube, color stripe. I'm not really in love with all these. Film, flicker, fold, glitch. Glitch might be interesting, considering what we have for the previous glitch text. Linear wipe, null light. Oh, that's kind of cool. Not what we're really for what we're doing here. VHS transition. Oh, that's kind of cool, but again, not really what we're looking for. Let's see if we can do the glitch transition. I'm not exactly sure how to use this. So let's see. We'll explore together. Transition B max. I'm guessing that is the amount. Oh, mix. Excuse me. Or is that what I'm going to? Let me pull a second symbol in here. We move from Facebook to Twitter, so let me grab the Twitter symbol real quick. It's thinking. Is it thinking? Did I just drop it nowhere? Now it's thinking. Oh, now it's thinking real hard. There we go. So now this is going to be a little bit weird. I'm going to have to match these sizes. Unfortunately, it looks like... Yeah, they are all similar sizes, but not the exact same size. So a transform of 5 here. It's probably... Oh, and it has a frame on it. All right. That's okay. Not a frame. That's not transparent. No, you know what? Why am I doing this? Let me just find it transparent. That's easy enough to find. Google Images. Why I couldn't just search for Twitter icon. If you don't know already how to find a transparent background image, this is the way to do it. And there we go. Icon finder. How big does it say it is? 512 by 512. That's going to be perfect. View image. Save image. We will pop it in this same folder. You can ignore WebP. Fucking WebP. Why is WebP a thing? I want it to PNG. Don't give me a no. There we go. Now I can't find it. Where did it save it to? Oh, there it is. Oh, I could paste the image URL. Oh, that actually is better. Upload. All right. Convert to PNG. Let's see. View image. Okay. Save image as a PNG. Let me rename this because that's a dumb name. Twitter.png. So that's the one that David gave me that is not transparent. Get out of those. And this take a second. There it goes. And we don't want it to be that small, so we can bring it back to about the same size. That works. So I'm wondering if I do that, right? And I have the transition. Yeah, why does it have a drop shadow, though? Is that part of... I guess that's fine, but... This is going to be another thing where I can't keep transitioning through them all, so I'm going to have to duplicate it again, which I'm not a huge fan of, but... Alright, I'm going to have to do it, I suppose. So maybe what I'll do is I will remove this effect from this Twitch, Facebook layer, excuse me. I'm going to make a new layer that is a solid. Image 1. We'll do that. We will drag onto our transitions, glitch transition onto there. Does it let us? No. Okay, so I need to actually drag it from... I do need it to be on that Facebook. Okay. So what we can do is... Maybe I'd be better off... Oh, boy. Maybe I'd be better off doing it in the URL comp. You think so? That way I can see what I'm doing. Where are they, first off? Yeah, I'm not very sure about this, to be honest. So why does that transition to nothing? Does this need to be on? But then... I know what I need to do. Oops. I need to give it a new thing to transition to. Haha. Okay. I'm okay with... What's that saturation of the... Yeah, I'm not really worried about that. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a difference. Unmold, compressing, compositing options, transform style, yeah, I'm not really super worried about any of these. Okay. I'm just gonna go for it. It's gonna be a little bit messy. But again, I guess I'm not claiming to be doing these things right. Really, probably what the right way to do it would be to make a composition for each change and pre-comp them, and then just have that pre-comp be that 5 seconds, 2.5 before, 2.5 after, or whatever it ends up being, of that symbol changing to the next one, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to just do this quick and dirty. In theory, I won't ever have to come back to this, but you know how that goes. Of course, I'm going to have to come back to it eventually. So this is where we're going to start our transition. I want it to be a little bit more to the right, I suppose. I guess maybe I want it to be as far into this corner as I can feasibly allow. We'll do that. We will hop ahead to the next keyframe here. And I will have that be at 100 by that point. And that way our transition looks like this. Let's see. Just like, it looks like it's a fade underneath the glitch. It doesn't really look like anything special, does it? Let's replay that at full speed. It looks okay. I'm not in love with it, but I think it'll be okay for what we're doing here. Let me hide this. Where is it? There. What's unnamed one? Oh, it's a subscribe button. That's what the image was called. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I don't even know. Like I said, if this is going to be our final one, this might just be. Come on. This might just be thrown out for all I know. Who knows? So what I can do is shrink that. On the Twitter one, we'll turn that on. I didn't think about this. Now I have to match that size and position, don't I, if I want to fade into it. Why is it not? Yeah, I suppose I do. Don't know if it gets any better than that, actually. We just managed to figure it out, I guess. Let me drag that. Yeah, it's close, but it's not quite, actually. I mean, there's obviously going to be a little bit of overlap. Yeah, it's definitely not right. Shoot. Maybe this is not the right way to go then if I'm going to be having to do all this stuff to get it to fit exactly. Yeah, because the transform of 5 puts us in a really awkward size compared to the other one. You can't even see it, you know, so Looks like this 21 is about the right size. It's just a little bit not. Almost looks like it's rotated a bit too, but now I gotta think of it if this is how I want to handle this then. Oh, hang on. I need that bird to be in here. I have another idea. This is maybe what I should have done for the text now that I think about it. What's going next? Twitter or YouTube? So let me pull up the YouTube image. Pop that in here. I hope it's thinking. Please don't crash on me again. Thank you. We'll save just in case. I'm going to hide YouTube. What if I do this, right? And then we drag another one in. right? And then we'd go into YouTube, right? These two can actually be sent to the bottom. These don't matter except for just that it can reference. Oh no, don't do that. So I can reference things. Ah. Oh no, it doesn't work that way. I was hoping maybe I could do a different transition that like a second transition on that same image, but I suppose I cannot. You know what I mean? I can. Maybe. Hold on a second. Let's see. 9. At this point, what if we go... We start at 100% for here. And then at 10, we end up at 0. But at the same time, we start this at 0. I can see already it's not going to work. And by here, we get to 100%. But that is not what no, it is. This is still going to 100%, but this mix B, it doesn't care about the mix B. Okay, new idea. We'll figure this out eventually, right? Duplicate that. Pop over to, oops, there. All right, so what if we did this? And we also did transition from 0 opacity up to where we have 100% opacity. And this is also, at this point, we would have this be at 100% to YouTube, which I have to figure out why it's so small like that. I may have to just resize the image. That's fine. I'm not worried about that yet. And at the same time, at this location, we have this transform be at 100% opacity. Pop ahead to there. Go to 0. Let's see what this looks like. Glitch to that like we would expect. I'm guessing we're going to see a hint of Facebook in there. Yeah, you can see that Facebook hint as we transition. I mean, we're more or less transitioning through Facebook to get to YouTube at that point. I don't know if I really like that. All right, new idea. New idea. Scrapping this all together. I think I know what I want to do here. God. I'm going to make layer new. Sure, solid. No. Layer new. Null object? No, not a null object. Let me make a blank PNG. My thought is maybe if I make a blank PNG, I can do the scramble in and out of the blank, and we will never see the Facebook logo, so it would take the place of that Facebook logo. So I'm just gonna do this file, new. Let's see, those are big images. I'm gonna do 1,200 by 1,200 just to do something. I'm gonna come on, make that empty. Export as. Oh God, why can't you just have a normal dialogue like everything else? Into here, and we will call it blank dot png. I have no idea if this is gonna work. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. So if I pull in the blank PNG, it's gonna think for a second. I don't know why it's blank, but it's definitely stuff I have to fight with while I do this. Save it. How long is it? Oh, right. This whole thing is longer than that. That's why. Cut that down to the same size just for ease of timing. Ease of timing things. So I'm going to choose blank as my initial, and then we are going to transition into Facebook. So if I do, where is my, I gotta expand it. Grab this, yeah. So what I want to do is actually make this be pretty small. And let me see what the, oh shoot, I had that timing lined up. That is going to be 100%. That is going to be 0%. So if I go back to the 100%, we can now, look at those nice, what do you call them? White pixels on the edge there. That's what happens when you don't do this properly. And then we had this at 5. I think it's a bit small. 8, We'll do that for now. My thought is I'm probably gonna have to go in and resize all of these images to be about the same size. Unfortunately, they were all grabbed at different sizes, and so that should transition me from blank to nothing, and then I can layer them appropriately. This will actually need to be that to line up appropriately. That's fine. So if I do this, oops. Cool. Okay, that's what I wanted. So let's see if I rename that to Twitter glitch. If I duplicate it, Rename it. Twitter goes to YouTube. YouTube glitch. And we pop open this. We pop open this. We pop open this. We do the YouTube PNG. What we can actually do is line up at 10 seconds here. Drag that over to there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to resize all these. That's okay, though, because that's not hard to do later. And it shouldn't affect the way this looks. It should actually just make it better. And so what we can actually do is, if I line this up there, and I drag this out to there, I can actually set this as 100% there. And then at this next one, I can set that down to 0. And what this should do, if we did it right, is have Twitter and glitch into YouTube. Yeah, okay. It needs to slow down to render there, but here. That's, I think that's the way to go. Ooh, just crack the back here for a second. All right. And so now, this should be not too bad. I'm going to add the next transition now because I know I'm going to need it. So at, what is this, 15? I will set this to be at 0%. And at 14, I will set this to be at 100%. And that way, when I do that and duplicate it, Twitter, YouTube into iTunes and Spotify. So let me pull in the Spotify logo. Let me save first because it really doesn't like pulling in these things, and I don't want to lose my I don't want to lose my flow right now. I wonder if there's an easy way to send this to the bottom. Maybe it's worthwhile importing everything I need right now. iTunes. I brought it to the top. Fuck off, man. Whatever. No, I wanna be able to use the top. Twitch. The blog. The blog I might have to redo. Looks like it's a square or a rectangular image. Yeah. No. Oops. That's at the bottom. Oops. Okay. Now they're all here. Let's check the phone real quick. All right. Those are all there just as references, so we're good. So YouTube goes into, this is actually going to be renamed Spotify. We will change this to be Spotify logo. And now I need to move this over. So that is about there. Perfect. And so that should zap into that. Cool. And that'll zap out. Okay. I'm actually going to duplicate that and do, no, rename please. iTunes glitch. I'm going to actually keep it in the same spot because it needs to be on the screen with that as well. iTunes, and we just don't want it to be on top of it. We actually want it to be right next to it. Like that. That's going to cover up some text, I believe. But I don't think that's a problem because it's mid fade. The other thing I'm going to do, which should help us a lot, is I'm going to change, where is it? The seed. I'm going to pump the seed up to something else that's not the same number, and that way they don't look the same as they glitch. You can watch right here. There you go. You see they're different things. You can see the warping is different, whereas when it was the same, I noticed that it was exactly the same glitch effects, and there's no reason to have that. It's fine if all the individual ones are separate. It's just we don't want that one to be the same as the one next to it because you can visually see them together, whereas the other ones, it's been 5 seconds, you won't remember what the glitch looks like. And then into the blog. So let me duplicate this. We can rename that as blog glitch. Pop it open, effects, the glitch. We will choose the blog image. I am going to go over to, what is that? 25 seconds, it looks like. There we go. Drag that guy over. See, I copied the wrong one. I want to copy this one because that was in the same spot as the iTunes one that's left of the other one. Instead of moving it and trying to guess where it was or looking at the position, I'm just going to recopy it. It's not that hard to do. Blog glitch. Give it a save. Pop it open so we can see some keyframes. Zap it right in. We will change that to the blog image. And so now we should get it transferring out into the blog. You can see it's starting to slow down a little bit. But that's okay. What I'll probably do is go in and change that image to those black lines with just a stroke around it. I don't like the way that it looks. I don't think it's worth keeping it like that. And then the next, we need one last one to fade into Facebook because we didn't actually start on that one. We actually started fading into Twitter, so. Facebook glitch. Effects. Transition over to Facebook. We're going to offset this, so we are going to 30. Offset that. I really got to figure out what the offset by X command is, because that would be super, or keyboard shortcut, or whatever it is. That would be super convenient. Right into the Facebook symbol. And so this should line up perfectly with fading into... Uh-oh, what did I do wrong? Oh, the Twitch. This one's got to be Twitch, not Facebook. Excuse me. Twitch. At least it's super easy to change. Ooh, look how stretched that is. Oh, gross. Yeah, I'm going to have to change these around a little bit. That's fine. Rename. Stitch. My guess is if I pull these images back over here, the Facebook one is nice. It's a square. You can see it's 2143 by 2143. The Twitch one is 1920 by 1080. So I'm just going to need to square everything up, resize them appropriately. You can see this one is a weird size as well, which is why it was squished, and it's also a smaller logo. So at least I can get this framework down, and then changing that around won't be hard. I could probably even find new images instead of fixing these. There's a couple of ways we can approach it, but once this framework is down, fixing that won't really be a big thing, so I'm not worried about that. Especially the way this handles everything. Save. I'm going to do one last duplication. This one will actually be called Facebook glitch. Oh boy. Effects. Transition over to Facebook. We need to offset this, so we're going to 35. Let me make sound effects for After Effects. It's only midnight. And so that should fade into that, and that should fade out. And so if I take all these that we just did, actually I just do that, and I can do that. And release them. If I take all these that I just did, duplicate all of those, and then drag all of those to offset. Oh God, I wish I hadn't done that. Okay, right. Oops, where is my... I'm not where I need to be. I was also hitting the Windows key, not the Alt key to zoom in, so that would help. Did I line up the wrong one? I did. It needs to be the completed one that gets to that point. There we go. Now it should fade appropriately right back into Twitter. Cool. All right, let me just make sure this loops. I think I need to actually duplicate this. Yeah, okay. It's not hard to do. Where's the Facebook glitch? We'll duplicate that real quick and we'll just shove that in here. And so that should complete that. Just give it a little quick walkthrough. Yeah. And so that is surprising. Why is that off? Oops. Oh, I know why. Okay. Cool. That looks pretty cool like that. I'm going to save it again just in case. We'll go into the panel right here and we can watch a snippet of it. It's probably going to load pretty slow. Excuse me, render pretty slow. It's not. Nah, all right, there it is. One thing I can do to help with that is we don't need to render full quality. What if I do half quality? Better, but you can see it. Cool. I think that'll work. So I think our next thing we need to do is to find appropriate images for all these. Let me see real quick. I need to fix the blog one manually, probably. Facebook is a square. iTunes is a square. Spotify is a square. Twitter is a square. YouTube is not, Twitch is not, and the blog is not. So let me see if I can find more appropriate logos for all of those. So we can do YouTube logo. Go to images, go to tools, go to color, go to transparent. And we're looking for one that is a square. You could specify a size in here. I'm not going to. I'm just going to try and find ones that are the same size. This one's the same size. Looks pretty good. I'm going to take it. This is a PNG, so that is perfect. We will do save as. I'm just going to replace right on top of the old YouTube. Yes, I know it exists. And now what that allows us to do is, once we click on this panel, it'll actually pull it in. So if I click on it, you can see it's relocating that one. And if I find wherever it says YouTube, there we go. You can see it's a nice image now. It looks like it's on par with everything else. You can see some of these are a bit bigger. I would maybe consider resizing these, but for now, I'm just looking for squareness so they don't get warped. So we can do the same thing with the Twitch logo. We'll go into images. We will do tools. We will do transparent. And we will look for, this one looks square. Tell me, it's thinking about it. Is it square? It looks square. 350 by 350. Is that going to be too small for us? This is an SVG. That's not a square either. Yeah, there we go. That's a nice big one, nice square one. Let's see if it lets us download the PNG. Save, we will overwrite it. Yes, I'm aware. It did save it in the right dimensions, or the same dimensions we expected. So that should be everything except for that blog that should look, at least not be skewed. I know that these are quite bigger. It looks like they're overlapping those. So maybe what I might do is save them with a bit more padding. Probably what I will end up doing in a few minutes is saving them or opening them all up in the same GIMP template or project, and that way we can have and respect a master square size, and then I could just readjust them all to kind of do that. Or I can try and find ones online that look like they're similarly sized and do that. But I'm gonna do that in a moment. I just need to run to the bathroom, but it doesn't look like I can pause. Why can't I pause the recording? It's not fun. All right, well, I guess look forward to part 2. I'll link it. Hey, thanks for making it all the way to the end of this video. I know that some of the VODs can get a little bit long, so I do appreciate you sticking around. I'd like to ask real quick if you have a friend or someone close to you who you think would like a clip or a portion or even the whole stream, please feel free to reach out to them and share this with them. I'm always looking for more respectful people to come hang out and have some fun. If you've already done that or want to help me out some other way, feel free to check out the video description for some other ways you can help support me. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.